And so people just know this behind the scenes. You should just know that she is a bit of a brat. Okay.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
What if the seemingly flawless Blake Lively, the epitome of Hollywood grace and charm, was actually fighting tooth and nail to bury some seriously dirty laundry? We're conditioned to see Blake Lively as the radiant red carpet queen, the flawless Instagram mom, the rom-com sweetheart. But scratch beneath that glossy surface, and you'll find a legal battle raging, a desperate scramble to silence those threatening to expose a completely different side of the story. Forget picture perfect, this is about power, secrets, and a courtroom showdown that could shatter her carefully crafted image. Hollywood's golden girl is now knee-deep in a legal quagmire, with actor-director Justin Baldoni and his attorney, the formidable Brian Friedman. And trust us, besties, the tea is scalding hot and it's about to spill everywhere.
A lot of it's my real life clothes or my husband's clothes or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I was borrowing some.
Wait, that's kind of amazing. So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which one? Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
Let's crack open the vault of secrecy with gag orders. Now these legal strong-arm tactics, basically shut up or face the wrath of the law, are usually deployed in high-stakes criminal cases. Think protecting national security, shielding jurors from bias. But Blake Lively, sources whisper she's been wielding gag order attempts like a weaponized charm offensive, desperately trying to muzzle Justin Baldoni and Friedman. Multiple times she's reportedly tried to slap these legal silencers on them, demanding they zip their lips and bury the truth. But the burning question is, what exactly is she trying to hide so fiercely? Are we talking career-ending scandals, personal life bombshells, whispers from the set of her latest movie hinting at diva-like behavior? Remember that comment about her being a bit of a brat? Is there more to that story than meets the perfectly posed Instagram eye? And here's the kicker, these attempts to gag them have backfired spectacularly, rejected by the judge faster than a desperate plea for a sequel to Green Lantern. It seems even dazzling Hollywood smiles and A-list clout can't always control the narrative when the legal system comes knocking. The walls of silence are crumbling and the questions are only getting louder.
I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna f*** up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off, probably, but I will always apologize.
Gag orders failed, but Lively's next gambit was straight out of a Hollywood script, a dramatic, almost theatrical attempt to erase the entire lawsuit from existence. Imagine it, waving a legal magic wand and poof, the whole messy situation just vanishes, leaving only sunshine and perfectly filtered memories. Her high-powered legal team, presumably armed with briefcases full of star power and desperation, marched into court, essentially begging the judge to make it all go away. Let's just call this a misunderstanding, they might have argued, a minor hiccup in the otherwise flawless career of Blake Lively. Let's pack up this drama, go home, and pretend it never happened. They filed a motion to dismiss the case, a legal Hail Mary pass of epic proportions. But think about the optics. If you were truly in the right, if you had nothing to fear, wouldn't you welcome the chance to publicly defend yourself, to set the record straight in the bright light of the courtroom? So why this desperate, almost panicked attempt to shut it all down? What skeletons are rattling in Blake Lively's closet that she's so terrified of airing? The judge, unimpressed by the Hollywood theatrics, wasn't buying the disappearing act. Motion to dismiss, denied, struck down, consigned to the legal dustbin. It's clear, this legal drama is not only sticking around, it's escalating.
it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
With dismissal attempts DOA, gag orders definitively grounded, and the escape routes seemingly sealed off, the next looming unavoidable threat on this increasingly treacherous legal roller coaster is the deposition. Now, for those blissfully uninitiated into the intricacies of the legal world, a deposition might sound about as thrilling as watching paint dry, a tedious, jargon-laden procedural step. But within the hypercharged, scandal-obsessed celebrity universe, a deposition is not just a legal formality, it's pure, unadulterated, high-stakes drama, a potential powder keg waiting to explode. Imagine it as a pressure cooker interrogation chamber, deceptively disguised as a bland, neutral conference room. Picture this: you are Blake Lively, A-list superstar, accustomed to wielding absolute control over every interview, every soundbite, every carefully curated photograph released to the ravenous public. You are used to dictating the narrative, shaping your image with laser precision, and walking away from any situation that doesn't perfectly align with your carefully crafted brand. Now, suddenly, you find yourself forcibly seated across a table from a hostile attorney, a legal adversary whose sole purpose is to dismantle your carefully constructed defenses, to probe for weaknesses, to unearth inconvenient truths. You are sworn under penalty of perjury to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And crucially, to answer any question, no matter how uncomfortable, intrusive, or potentially damaging, that they choose to throw at you. No pre-approved questions, no strategically vague answers, no walking off set in a fit of pique when the questioning gets too sensitive, no carefully crafted PR spin to deflect from the uncomfortable realities. And Blake Lively, according to inside sources, is reportedly pulling out every conceivable stop, exhausting every legal avenue, deploying every ounce of Hollywood influence to avoid being grilled, to desperately dodge this legal hot seat, especially and tellingly when it comes to the prospect of Brian Friedman leading the questioning. It's as if the mere thought of facing Friedman in a deposition chamber is more terrifying, more reputationally threatening than facing 1,000 ravenous internet trolls armed with pitchforks and cancel culture hashtags. What is it specifically about Brian Friedman, this particular attorney, that sends shivers down her perfectly manicured spine and triggers such a visceral reaction of legal panic? Is it simply his formidable reputation as a relentless, no-holds-barred litigator? Is it his notoriously aggressive, take-no-prisoners courtroom style? Or is it something far more specific, far more targeted? The specter of the precise questions he is likely to ask, the fear of the deeply uncomfortable, potentially career-derailing truths he is so skillfully poised to unearth. Depositions, in the cold, impartial eyes of the law, are standard procedure in civil cases. No amount of magazine covers proclaiming you the world's most beautiful woman, no string of blockbuster box office hits, no army of publicists and crisis managers buys you a VIP exemption from this fundamental legal process. So we are once again confronted with that burning, inescapable question that hangs heavy in the Hollywood air. Why this extreme, almost unprecedented level of resistance? What is Blake Lively so desperately, so frantically hiding that is so profoundly explosive, so potentially irrevocably damaging, that she would rather wage a protracted, expensive, and increasingly public legal war than simply face a few hours of uncomfortable, albeit legally mandated, questioning under oath?
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, you know, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
Let's dissect this legal pit bull. Brian Friedman. Who is this attorney who has Hollywood's it girl seemingly paralyzed with legal dread? From Lively's camp, the narrative is clear. Friedman is the aggressor, the big bad wolf lawyer driven by personal bias, out for blood. But is that the whole picture? Or is it a carefully constructed deflection, a way to discredit the messenger to avoid the message? Friedman is, after all, Justin Baldoni's legal representative hired to advocate for his client. Consider that quote, the one that's become Hollywood legend. Are you going to sue Blake Lively too, into oblivion? Was it just lawyerly bluster, courtroom theatrics designed to intimidate? Or does it hint at something more substantial, a steely resolve, perhaps even evidence that suggests serious legal jeopardy for Lively? Lawyers on opposing sides are rarely exchanging Christmas cards, but is Friedman genuinely operating with a personal vendetta, clouding his judgment? Or is Lively strategically trying to paint him as biased, hoping to disqualify him to somehow weasel her way out of facing his line of questioning? The legal system is built on challenging bias on the record through proper channels, not by simply running away and crying foul. And the more Lively tries to discredit Friedman personally, the more it smells like desperation, like a calculated attempt to distract from the core issues at the heart of this legal battle.
And I'm excited to have a creative partner in that with you. And it's just really exciting. There's so much more to say. There's so much I want to say. Oh, and there's one thing that I do need to say, which is I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with. It just pissed me off. Those that I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me. There's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. And so there's been no hesitancy with me sending you the final draft file. I am totally fine with that. The only reason I didn't send it today was because I was trying to implement and add your notes into my working draft, which is already like I'm all over that draft right now. So there's a whole bunch of new stars that are going to be collated pages. And I just haven't had a chance to send it to you.
Let's zoom out, widen our perspective, and consider the broader context, because this unfolding drama isn't just a petty celebrity squabble, a simple he said she said between Blake Lively and some lawyers in a sterile courtroom. This is, in many ways, a monumental clash of titans, the seemingly limitless, often intoxicating power of Hollywood celebrity colliding head-on with the cold, unyielding, and frequently unglamorous machinery of the legal system. And guess who, in this epic showdown, is getting a brutal, potentially career-altering reality check? Blake Lively for years has operated within a carefully constructed ecosystem where influence is the ultimate currency, where problems, both real and perceived, are routinely solved with a discreet phone call to the right publicist, where meticulously crafted narratives are meticulously controlled, and where any hint of scandal is swiftly and ruthlessly suppressed. She is, and has been, surrounded by an army of highly paid Hollywood fixers, seasoned image architects, and ruthlessly efficient crisis managers, all dedicated to maintaining the pristine, untouchable facade of the Blake Lively brand. Think of Taylor Swift, reportedly a close confidant, just a phone call away for a strategically timed pep talk or a carefully worded public statement designed for maximum damage control. Imagine the unparalleled PR power of WME, one of the most formidable talent agencies in the world, an organization capable of spinning even the most catastrophic scandals into viral marketing campaigns, of transforming public outrage into carefully calculated brand elevation. Picture Leslie Sloan, the almost mythical celebrity whisperer, a PR guru renowned for her uncanny ability to reshape public perception, to rehabilitate tarnished images, to orchestrate red carpet comebacks faster than you can say, Oscars after party. These are the juggernauts in Lively's corner, the behind-the-scenes power players who can usually, with a deft combination of strategic leaks, carefully placed exclusives, and good old-fashioned Hollywood arm-twisting, make inconvenient truths simply disappear. But suddenly, in the stark, unforgiving light of a courtroom, in the face of a judge who is demonstrably immune to celebrity glamour and utterly unmoved by carefully crafted PR narratives, none of that usual Hollywood magic seems to be working. This judge, it appears, is utterly unimpressed by star power, resolutely unmoved by celebrity endorsements, and completely indifferent to carefully curated public images. This, the judge seems to be silently but firmly communicating, isn't a celebrity-studded press junket, darling. It's not a glamorous magazine cover shoot where you control every angle and every word. It's the law. And watching this seemingly unstoppable, almost invincible force of Hollywood celebrity, this juggernaut of carefully manufactured fame and fortune, slam face first into to the immovable, unyielding object of the legal system? Well, let's be brutally honest, there is a certain darkly comedic irony to it all, a delicious schadenfreude that's undeniably captivating. The Hollywood sparkle, the A-list aura of invincibility, the carefully constructed illusion of effortless perfection. Suddenly, in the face of legal reality, it's all proving to be about as effective, as protective as a silk umbrella in a raging hurricane. And you know what? The world, fans and critics alike, rubberneckers and industry insiders are all grabbing their popcorn, settling into their virtual seats, and thoroughly, perhaps even gleefully enjoying the unfolding spectacle.
But there's no hesitancy. I'm happy to send it to you. And I'm sorry that that has happened to you before. And I hope after this experience there will be a new, I don't know, I hope it'll be healing in some way. Because that's all I want. I want this movie to be healing. I want this movie to be commercial just like you and affect people and touch people. And I want to walk you through my whole plan and the work that we're doing with the domestic violence partner that we found, No More, and just my vision. And I just know that this can be really, really special, and it's gonna be special. And you're the secret sauce, and we're the secret sauce. And anyways, I have so much more to say. I'm gonna stop rambling because Jesus Christ, it's been 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So me. I'm sorry. You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob, and you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m. I hope you're feeling better, and give Ryan my love. Thank you for sending me that. It means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and your thoughts like that. And I can't wait to spend more time with you. Okay, I'm done. Cutting myself off. Good night.
Stepping deliberately away from the snark and the delicious celebrity gossip for a crucial moment, let's confront the truly consequential question that underlies all the legal maneuvering and courtroom theatrics. What, in the cold, hard reality of Hollywood and beyond, is genuinely existentially hanging in the balance for Blake Lively? It's demonstrably not just about the binary outcome of winning or losing a lawsuit in a relatively obscure civil case. It's about something far more profound, far more potentially devastating. The very real, very tangible potential dismantling, piece by carefully deconstructed piece, of her meticulously constructed public persona, her carefully cultivated golden girl brand, that carefully woven tapestry of relatability, wholesomeness, effortless charm, and aspirational perfection is not just a superficial marketing construct. It's the very foundation of her career, the bedrock of her lucrative endorsements, the core of her enduring public appeal, and this increasingly public, increasingly acrimonious legal battle, this desperate, almost frantic fight for silence and suppression, is acting like a potent, corrosive acid, slowly but surely dissolving that carefully crafted facade, revealing the potentially less palatable, far more complex reality beneath. What if, as many are now openly speculating, the secrets she is so desperately, so vehemently trying to suppress are not just mildly embarrassing, fleetingly scandalous, or easily spun into a learning experience, but are genuinely, profoundly damaging, possessing the potential to irrevocably tarnish her carefully polished reputation, to permanently alienate her fiercely loyal fan base, to negatively impact her future career prospects, and to potentially jeopardize those multi-million-dollar endorsement deals that rely so heavily on her squeaky clean image? What if, as the most dramatic whisper suggests, we are talking about revelations that could fundamentally, irrevocably reshape how the global public perceives Blake Lively, forever altering her carefully carved place in the fickle, unforgiving hierarchy of Hollywood fame and fortune? Winter is coming. That now iconic phrase feels less like a dramatic metaphor here and more like a chillingly accurate prophecy. For Blake Lively's carefully manicured image, winter isn't just approaching, it's demonstrably, undeniably here. And it's not bringing a picturesque snow day, a charmingly cinematic flurry of snowflakes. It's unleashing a full-blown, bone-chilling Antarctic blizzard of legal challenges, intense public scrutiny, and the very real threat of potentially devastating, reputation-shattering truths being dragged, kicking and screaming, into the unforgiving light of day. Any lingering illusions of a smooth, graceful, Hollywood-style exit from this increasingly volatile mess, shattered beyond repair, vanished without a trace, replaced by the grim, inescapable reality of a legal storm that threatens to engulf everything in its path, leaving behind a landscape that may be irrevocably, unrecognizably changed.
And find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together, it's unbelievable. Talk about energy and just to force all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's going to make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you. I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together, although that sounds terrible. You know, I think you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are.
I was testing for a show that ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of two people maybe, and then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious. Right. Either you got the job or there's something wrong. Yeah, no. And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that your eyebrows would be too distracting.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
And then they went like, so what can we do about your eyebrows?
Let's bring all these disparate threads together, weaving them into a cohesive, if still unresolved, narrative. Blake Lively, Hollywood's golden girl, wants Justin Baldoni and his attorney Brian Friedman silenced, neutralized, and ideally erased from her meticulously controlled reality. Gag orders deployed, epic humiliating fail, lawsuit magically vanished with a wave of a legal wand. Judge slammed that fantasy shut with resounding force. She's demonstrably, almost palpably petrified of facing a deposition under the laser-focused scrutiny of Brian Friedman, haunted by the specter of being sued into oblivion, a threat that now hangs over her head like a Damoclean sword. And here's the stark, unvarnished truth, the cold, hard reality that even Hollywood magic can't seem to bend. Taylor Swift's carefully crafted pep talks, Colleen Hoover's escapist plot twists, Leslie Sloan's image-reviving wizardry, none of it, not a single ounce of Hollywood spin or celebrity influence, can rewrite this unfolding, increasingly treacherous legal drama. Winter is not just coming for Blake Lively. Winter is demonstrably, irrevocably here, and it's arrived in the form of a bone-chilling, reputation-freezing Antarctic blizzard of legal challenges, public speculation, and the looming threat of devastating revelations. The crucial, unanswered question, the one that will keep Hollywood and the internet buzzing for weeks, months, perhaps even years to come, remains chillingly simple. Can Blake Lively, in a final, desperate, almost certainly futile act of Hollywood wizardry, somehow, against all odds, sidestep these increasingly numerous and increasingly treacherous legal landmines and emerge from this escalating crisis even remotely unscathed? Or is she, as the evidence increasingly suggests, hurtling, seemingly unstoppable, towards a potentially catastrophic court date, a legal reckoning that will force her to lay it all bare, to expose the unvarnished truth, whatever that may be, for the entire world, with its insatiable appetite for celebrity scandal and downfall to voraciously consume and ruthlessly judge? One thing, and perhaps only one thing, is unequivocally, undeniably certain. You will not, under any circumstances, want to miss the next explosive, potentially career-defining chapter of this rapidly unfolding, utterly captivating saga. Now, the stage is yours, the digital microphone is open, and we desperately want to hear from you. Where do your loyalties lie in this increasingly messy Hollywood showdown? Are you resolutely siding with Team Blake, convinced that she's the unfortunate victim of a relentless legal witch hunt, unfairly targeted, deeply misunderstood, and perhaps even, dare we suggest, secretly victimized? Or are you firmly, unequivocally planted in Team Baldoni and Friedman territory, eagerly anticipating the unraveling of the carefully constructed narrative, rooting for them to relentlessly peel back the layers of Hollywood artifice and expose the unvarnished, potentially shocking truth that lies beneath? Dive headfirst into the comment section below, unleash your hottest takes, your wildest, most outlandish theories, your most burning, unanswered questions, and let your voice be heard in the digital thunderdome of celebrity speculation. And hey, if you're hopelessly hooked on the high-octane drama, utterly addicted to the razor-sharp sass, and perpetually craving more piping hot scalding celebrity tea served fresh daily, smash that like button with the unbridled force of 1,000 paparazzi flashbulbs exploding simultaneously. And for the love of all that is gossipy and good, hit that all-important subscribe button so you never, ever, under any circumstances, miss a single precious drop of our exclusive insider-level gossip delivered straight to your digital doorstep. Until next time, my scandal-loving besties, stay tuned, stay blessed with delicious drama, and above all else, stay ruthlessly, relentlessly informed, because the drama, as we all know, never ever stops brewing here at Lux Life Stars.